Hey up, everyone. I am your host, Steph the Alternerd, and welcome to the Zero to Success podcast, the series where I dive deep into the minds of YouTube's most intriguing content creators. Our guests open up about the realities of being in the YouTube world, and in each episode, we learn more about their personality away from the camera. In this week's episode, I am joined by Madgie the Black Owl. So grab your snacks, hold on to your butts, and let's dive in. Hey up, everyone, and thank you for tuning into today's podcast. I am joined by Madgie the Black Owl, and she now has busted over 7,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Congratulations, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm not doing too bad. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Zero to Success podcast. So before we kick in, can you just explain to the audience a little bit about what your channel is all about?
Well, my channel is about exposing people that I feel are manipulating word to get to a certain agenda. So depending on who is being a bully with their word, my focus will shift. I started my YouTube channel talking about Meghan Markle and her impact on race relationship, and now I'm mostly talking about what's going on with the Diddy and also his impact on race relationship and how the people are dealing with that news in the black community, but at the same time accepting that people from other ethnicity are coming and talking about depending on, what type of news. Sometimes news can be what is happening with the case with Diddy, or sometimes it can be something really petty like someone being a bully towards Jaguar right, or just being a bully towards race relationship. There are some people, let's say, that like to create a certain narrative that, let's say, white content creators should not be talking about Diddy. So, I like also responding to those type of comments.
And so when you search for the news, where do you go to? Do you go to Twitter, Instagram, mainstream
Twitter,
media? Where do you
YouTube,
go?
YouTube, Twitter.
And so throughout all of this, what's the biggest challenge that you faced in your YouTube journey, and how did you overcome it?
I will say the clash of culture, because suddenly when you're on YouTube, you are interacting with so many people from so many parts of the world, and you really realize that you are like a minority in the world, whoever you are. Like, your issue as a Canadian are not the same issue as someone from Britain or someone from the United States. So it was really to learn about how international it is when you are on YouTube.
Definitely. And your audience, of course, will be international, just like mine on my own channel, Steph the Alternerd. So how do you engage with an international audience and manage to actually create a community of black owls around your channel, Madgie?
Well, it's mostly for me to go with our core value system. At the end of the day, a news or an event is not always cultural. It can also be just morality. There is right and wrong. And there are people who likes to play with what is right and what is wrong by using little, shadow and the night. Like, they like to create fake narrative. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Mm. And we do get a lot of negative comments and criticism online. Some that's
Mm-hmm.
great, some that we can read and we can learn from that's constructive, and others of the troll variety. So, how do you deal with the negative comments, the trolls, and the criticism online yourself?
Yes. So my answer is I answered them and their criticism one time because most of the time their criticism is pretty ridiculous. I find that a lot of trolls go for really type of like high school type of insult. They're gonna go for your looks a lot. I don't know if they do the same for men, but for women, they do a lot about the looks of the person and if the person's fit their own decision of what is attractiveness. So me, I just answer them and I say, well, your perception of my look belongs to you. And I don't care because you're not the person that is effing me at night. So who cares about what you think? So,
You're not the person who's effing me at night, so screw you. I don't care what you think.
exactly. I'm sorry. I'm like, I am in my 30s. I am so sorry. Maybe if I was 20s, I will be like so sad. But in my 30s, nah, yo, bye. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this.
That is
So most
such
of the troll are just weird.
that is
And
such
then
a
after
sorry, not
that,
sorry
they
moment,
stop.
Maggie, to be fair.
Yes, like there's one troll like recently he did a video showing that I had a second channel where I talked about Marvel and he was like, "Look at her, she's scamming. She has a second channel." Trolls are bizarre.
I had that once. The trolls, they were
Mhm.
accusing me of having a second channel. It was a faceless channel, right? So you couldn't see the
Mhm.
creator's face. And because the voice from the creator sounded Yorkshire and female, automatically that had to be me for some reason. And I'm there thinking, do you realise there's like millions of Yorkshire women that
Yes.
have the same accent as me? But
Yes. And
automatically, if you're female and you sound Yorkshire, but you're on a faceless channel, apparently it's me. I kind of laughed at the absurdity of that one, to be fair. But in the
why
meantime,
does it matter that you would have a second channel? Why is it like some wow, I find something about you? I'm like, fuck.
when it comes to, handling
Mhm,
criticism, like the constructive criticism, the
mhm.
constructive comments that are negative but constructive, I love those. I breathe
Yeah,
and
that's so
live for
good.
those because they make you better as a content creator and what you are
Exactly.
putting out there onto your channel. So that's absolutely fantastic to actually get. It's the
Mhm.
trolls and the outrageous kind of comments like the ones that we're discussing right now. And I just kind of look at it and I just laugh really at the end of the day of the
And they're
absurdity of it all.
95% of the negative comment. They're 95%.
Yeah.
Most of them are not constructive and help you grow. Most of them are nanny nanny nana, you ugly, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Mm. But it is good
Mm-hmm.
to wade through all of that to get to the
Mm-hmm.
constructive criticism, the
Yeah,
constructive
it
negative
is.
comments to
Mm-hmm.
be better and do better on your YouTube
Mm-hmm.
channel. And so
Yeah.
going on to the production of it all, what would be, let's say, your top 3 tips when it comes to making a video or streaming, anywhere between finding the video to uploading the video or streaming it?
Well, if you are to do like, let's say, you want to do videos and not live, I would recommend like that you have what's the name of the one that I have? Wondershare to do the editing. So that is really important. If you are doing video that are edited, then you need to have a software that actually have some interesting features. And if you are to do interview, you need either Zoom or you need the StreamYard. Um, a lot of people are not comfortable with Zoom for a reason that I don't understand. Like a lot of American find Zoom obsolete. They prefer StreamYard, but Zoom and StreamYard are basically the same. And if you have to go live, then you need to have like a good thing that so that people can hear your voice clearly, and something that has like either you have a good avatar, like don't put an ugly avatar, or put like, like you have to have a good camera, but you can have your cell phone, like as long as the person can see you, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, you use Wondershare, I use Movavi. Quite similar in terms of how easy it is to edit videos.
Exactly.
Yeah, you use StreamYard. I use OBS Studio. StreamYard is something that
Mm,
you have to pay on a monthly or yearly basis, depending on the payment plan
yes.
that you choose, which is absolutely fine. StreamYard is
Hmm.
very easy, very intuitive to actually use when you want to stream and whatnot. However,
Yeah.
OBS Studio, even though it's difficult at the beginning to actually learn it, once you've got to grips to it, it is so easy to navigate and so easy to use,
Mhm.
and it's free. It is free. So I would certainly recommend that for those that are able to
Yeah.
invest just a little bit more time into it, learn OBS
Exactly.
Studio, learn how it works, learn how to set it up,
Mhm.
and learn how to then use it, because you're going to save yourself quite literally hundreds of dollars a year.
That is true.
Because then you don't have to
StreamYard is
pay for StreamYard.
$431 a year.
There you go.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
speaking of the production process, a lot of what we discussed right there is in terms of software of what we use. If we, let's say,
Yeah.
go on to the hardware, apart from a camera and a microphone, what would
Yeah.
be in your top three when it comes to the equipment that you use for your channel?
Laptop, cell phone. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm a really basic type of person. Like I'm a small channel, I'm a poor channel, so therefore I have basic thing. I admire people who have like bigger channel. You can see that there's so much more production. Me, I am like right now I broke my microphone, so I'm using my phone as a way to do everything. And that for me is enough. I just need that canapé and my dog, and then I'm fine.
Well, this is the thing, right? First and foremost, okay, your channel is not small. You've got over 7,000 subscribers and you're monetized, okay? In the grand scheme of things, it's very, very difficult to do that
Mhm.
on your own in this landscape at YouTube in 2025 without having help, without having assistance in one way, shape, or form these days. So, first and foremost, you reaching over 7,000 subscribers is a very, very big, massive achievement here on
Thank you.
YouTube. But you've just proven something, which is, some people think that to start a YouTube channel, you need to have the equipment, right? You need to have the studio, the proper DSLR camera and the XLR mic and the soundboard and, all the trimmings and all the technical things, this, that, and the other. But you really don't. Like you've just
No.
proven yourself. You've got literally over 7,000 subscribers. You get thousands of views. And all you're using is your mobile phone
Mhm.
and your laptop
Yes.
in the grand scheme of things.
Yes.
So
And my
you
Wondershare.
and you
Love my
Wondershare.
Wondershare.
There you go. You don't have to invest thousands and
Hmm.
thousands of dollars into a studio
Yeah.
or even hundreds of dollars into a studio. You can use what
Yeah.
you've literally already got, which is, a
Exactly.
mobile phone and
Mhm.
a laptop, which,
Exactly.
a lot of people in this world have these days, right?
Yes. Sincerely, and I think sincerely the most important thing with YouTube is the presentation of your video. The thumbnail is so important. I don't know if that was probably going to be another question, right?
No, no, but go ahead, please discuss the thumbnails
Oh
because
yeah.
thumbnails are definitely important.
I think like you think invest in the video and on the equipment. I think this is minor. You need to invest in thumbnail thingy like Canva. You cannot have basic thumbnail. If you have basic thumbnail, nobody's gonna click on it, and all your fancy equipment is worthless.
Yeah, because
Like Mid Journey is,
mm,
you
yeah.
have to invest in those. Those are the thing I think are the most because if you don't have a click through rate that is good because people don't click on your thing, there is no point.
Mm. Because the first thing that a viewer's going to see isn't your video, but it's going to be your title and your thumbnail. And if your title and your
Exactly.
thumbnail aren't on point, then they're not going to
Yep.
click and actually see your
Yep.
video in the first place. So
Yep.
any tech that you do have or programs that you do
Hmm.
use have gone to waste because your thumbnail and your title aren't
Yeah.
clickable enough.
Exactly.
I do recommend Midjourney as well. I use Midjourney pretty much for the majority of my videos on Steph the Alter Nerd. Like, it's unreal how easy and fantastic that
Mhm.
program is. It's definitely worth every single cent that I pay for it. And so, speaking of cent and money, what do you think is your top tip that you would advise any content creator to follow in order to actually earn money from their YouTube channel?
You have to make sure that you have a good click through rate. Like it's ridiculous how the thumbnail and the title are for me the most important thing. Because if you do not have a good click through rate, and I know that on those sites they say, oh, you should have a click through rate from 2% to 10%. That's not true. Having 2% click through rate is not good. They're not going to recommend your video. You need to have above 10% for your video to really be recommended, in my own experience.
Mm.
What about yours?
So, in my experience, I've always thought that the title and the thumbnail is critical to be able to
Hmm.
earn money from your videos when you are
Me too.
monetized. Because until they actually click on your video, it's not being watched. Therefore, you're not getting any ad revenue in the first place. I would
Exactly.
say, though, that before you get to monetization, before you achieve that, there are still ways that you can still earn money from your YouTube channel by creating different revenue options. I remember back in the
Mm-hmm.
day when I started out, I relied on things like Cash App and PayPal
Hmm.
and turn around and say, look, I know you guys can't super chat because I'm not monetized, but if you send a donation via Cash App or PayPal and put your question in or your comment there, then I can read them out and do it that way
That's true.
instead. And, that helped. And creating a brand store, I
Mm-hmm.
created a store, I believe it was on Teespring originally, and I would
Hmm.
create different like shirt designs and sell them as like Steph the Alter Nerd merch because a lot of people were asking for that. So
How long did it take you to get monetized?
it took me, okay, so for my first main channel, Steph the Alter Nerd, it took me 6 months to get monetized,
Mm-hmm.
which was 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to be fully monetized.
Yeah.
I've just launched my second channel, Political
Mm-hmm.
Nerds, and
Mm-hmm.
Madgie, no word of a lie, within a week. Within a week of me uploading content, I had hit
Mm-hmm.
all the markers for YouTube to monetize that channel, which it's now full
Exactly.
monetization. It's happening at this point. So for you, how long did it
Mm-hmm.
take for you to monetize your channel?
Me, my channel, it took 3 months because I had interview with big YouTubers on the Megxit community. Because that's how I got my watch hour fast. Like for 3 months, 6 months, that's fast. By the way, to get the 4,000, it's fast. Like this is not normal numbers. By the way, like me, I had to rely on the reputation of other people. My first person that I ever interviewed that gave me a chance was Sue Smith.
She's a good egg, isn't she? I adore her.
Yeah,
Sue
she was
Smith's
the first.
amazing.
Like you can ask her. She was the first person that gave me an interview. She gave me promotion, and she didn't know me. Like I just was a random girl who texted her, "Hey, can I have an interview?"
But there
And
you go. That was your top
exactly.
tip. But that's your top tip. For anyone that
Yes, that's
actually
my
wants
top
to
tip.
achieve monetization on YouTube, it's to collab. Collab with bigger
Yes,
channels and don't be
yes,
scared to reach out to them and be
yes.
like, can I go on your channel? Because you did it.
Yeah, can I
And
get an interview? Like you upload the interview. Yo, the hour. I think I did 3 interview because from Sue Smith, I had an interview with Kidina, and then I got an interview with Duchess of Narcissex, and then because I had those 3 or 4 interview with big Mexit community people, I got my watch hour in 3 months.
yeah.
But it is because of the collab. It's the collab. It wasn't, oh, I did videos and they were so good. Collab. I put the name of the person in the middle of my thumbnail.
Yes, absolutely. Work it,
Like the
work it,
thumbnail
work
is
it.
important, the title is important. You have to put the name of the person in your title.
Mm,
They have to recognize that the person that they like is with you. It helps.
yeah.
That's what I did.
So that's your top tip in terms of
Yeah.
advising any content creator to get
Collab.
monetized on YouTube. Collab, collab, collab.
Yeah, because that's why it's so cool what you do, Steph. You know, when you take like new content creator and then you put them on your just by going on your platform, I got 500 like new subscribers. Like this is so important when those like big YouTubers actually gives you the time of the day. Like those big YouTubers, they don't know what they do for us. Like Sue Smith, I never talked to her before and after that interview, and I still remember. And I'm like, yo, I remember that you did that for me.
Mm.
Like the big content creator, when they take like a chance on you, like this is really good. That's what I wanted to say. Like, this is really good what you were doing. Like, I told Lady Latisha, Steph is want to be like do it with you because Lady Latisha is not monetized yet. And I'm just like, yo, go with Chef, go with Steph. It's really cool. Like those people, they want to help you. It's so rare. A lot of big content creator, they want to help you if you do something. Those who don't never ask you for anything, like, gotta love them.
Yeah, I'm
So
still
that was
waiting for
my
Lady
little rant.
Letitia to hit me up on that one. So can you give her a
Exactly.
nudge in the right
Yeah,
direction?
she's just shy. She's shy.
Yeah. So in terms of growing your channel, what do you think
Yeah.
is the key strategy and method that you found to be most effective for growing your YouTube channel when it comes to subscribers, views, the whole lot?
Collab.
Yeah.
Collab.
I knew you were going to say that.
Collab.
Yeah. For all the
Collab. Like
reasons that we've already discussed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Collab. Because YouTube now is almost saturated. There's so many people. There's so many YouTubers coming in. You need to have an advantage. And people don't trust newcomer. They're like, I already have my favorite. Why should I listen to you?
Mm.
You need collab.
But it's not just that. I would say that in terms of
Mhm.
channel growth, you also need to bring something new to the table.
Yes.
Because I've said this, you could start a YouTube channel in your niche, but there's
Mhm.
potentially hundreds of thousands of other YouTube channels that discuss the same niche. So you need to set yourself apart. What are you doing
Exactly.
different where people are more likely then to click on your video rather than thousands of others that are discussing the same thing? You need to find what's known as your unique selling point. When I
Exactly.
recently kicked off my second channel, Political Nerds, I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what can I bring to the table? Well, firstly, I've got my degree in international relations and security studies. For 3 years,
Exactly.
I did conflict resolution, which is the art of
Mhm.
negotiation and language. And so, even though I'm not an expert, I consider myself an amateur linguist analyst. And so what I do on
Mhm.
my channel is I get little clips of like politicians and what they're saying, and I
Mhm.
break down what they say to find out the hidden meaning of what they're really saying, what they're really meaning, this, that, and the other. And those
Yeah.
videos are doing really, really well at the moment, better than when I'm just reporting on the bog standard kind of political news. So
Mm.
I've already been able to very, very quickly
Yeah.
work out what sets my channel apart to everyone else's and what's working for me that's unique for my
Mhm.
channel. And so it's really, really good, in my opinion, that you figure out what's unique to you and what you can bring to the table very early on. It's going
Yes,
to make it much easier for you then.
exactly. Me, I bring just strangely the morality of things. I feel I bring rationality. A lot of people are too emotional when they make decision. And those people then I talk a lot about manipulation because people use your emotion to manipulate you. That's what, for example, Megan did with the black card. She used the fact that American lived racism and had such a strong reaction to racism to get what she wanted. And this really hurt people. Now she's, you know, falling on her face. But when it was like going well, this was terrible.
Mm. So,
Mm,
speaking of terrible, when it comes to YouTube, what's the
mm.
worst thing about this platform for you?
Uh, the fact that YouTube takes 45% of your revenue, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. We'd always like
Freaking
more money,
YouTube, man.
right?
Yeah. I hate the fact that they pay once a month. It's like, yo, pay 2 times. The hell? And I hate
I mean, there's
that's the
brilliant
worst with
earning potential
YouTube.
on YouTube. I mean, let's
There's
be real
great.
here. I'm able to do this fully on YouTube as a full-time job. It's a dream job.
Yeah.
I know I'm extremely lucky and fortunate to be able to do
Mhm.
YouTube full-time and for it to
Yeah.
support me in my life and make me so comfortable. I'm extremely lucky and thankful for that. So there's
Yeah.
massive, massive gains to be able to earn on YouTube. But
Oh my God, yes.
yeah, if YouTube turns around and is like, okay, we're gonna reduce our cut to like 30%, for example, I won't be crying. I'd be
I will
celebrating.
be dancing.
And so for you, what would be the best thing about YouTube?
The best thing is that you get to work and talk about what you freaking want. You decide what's important. Like you don't get to have to, oh yeah, I have to act as if I'm interested in something I'm not. Like you're really your own boss. It's so cool.
I love it how I'm my own boss. Do you know,
Exactly.
I wake up and I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do for today? And I can
Mm-hmm.
just film my videos pretty much when I want, as long as they're released
Yes.
on time, as per when my
Mm-hmm.
audience is expecting it. With the schedule I've set up, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm completely flexible. I can go on holiday when I want. Do whatever really. The flexibility of being able to do YouTube is immense, and being able to talk about what you want is amazing. But the trick is talking about
Yes.
something that you want to talk about, that you're passionate
Mm-hmm.
about, and that you're
Mm-hmm.
knowledgeable about. Because if you're not
Yes.
passionate and you're not knowledgeable and you're just faking it for the views and the clicks
Mm-hmm.
because you want to jump on that bandwagon to talk about something that's trending so that you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of jump on that and get the clout, you'll get
Yeah.
caught out pretty quick. Like the audience is
Yes.
really, really good at sniffing out who's fake on this platform and turning their
Yeah, that's
backs
true.
away from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, that is it for this episode for the Zero to Success podcast. Thank you so much to Madgie the Black Owl for joining and allowing me to pick her brains. Please make sure you do subscribe to her over on Madgie the Black Owl. I'll make sure the link is in the description bar below when I can get my teeth back in. And also, if you want more episodes of the Zero to Success podcast, do make sure you subscribe right here on this channel. But next up is going to be the Zero to Success after show with Madgie the Black Owl. We're going to have some more fun, so hold on to your butts because that's coming next. Thank you so much. Appreciate all your faces. Until the next time, laters.